What's going on, guys? Keen Flame here, back with another video, and this time finally we got the Aztecs on our hands, and we've been cooking up some cool and quite interesting and very broken team game strategies. So let's go through them. I'm just gonna cover probably just one of these in the first video, and then I'll cover the other two in another two videos because I have multiple replays for each strategy. And you can kind of see what the strategy is about already. So let's start with the Starfall strategy. So let's go to, doesn't really matter which one we start with. So I'm just gonna fast play here and there and show you guys how to do it. It's quite easy, honestly. It's very doesn't really take much of a brain to do it. So let me see. So I was one shot Jim. If you have played against me on my Smurf, I'm sorry. I've been cheesing every game pretty much, like with Demeter, with the trees and shifting sands. I've been also doing only cheeses with Aztecs so far, just trying shit out, doing funny strategies. I'm with my friend Raku here, and we're gonna do the Starfall strategy, which is like a god power. It basically summons like these zombie women, myth units, and they're very fast and they attack like insanely fast as well. And like you'll see, it's just like I don't think you're really supposed to have that many myth units that fast. This is one of like the later iterations that I've done on this strategy, so this is a little bit more clean than the replays after this. So this will also look very flawless, pretty much. So the way you play it, so I'm just doing the basic build order, by the way. I'm doing like 5 to food, and then some early villagers to food as well, so I can make more of these capulis. They are basically a drop-off point for all three resources, and they're also a little bit larger. So you can take this as an advantage, right? Like for example, if you put your capuli here, which I probably should have done, then you can share the trees and the gold mine because it's such a like a big building. You can share both, and with other sifts, you cannot do that. So I'm just sending more villagers to food, and basically the whole idea is we're just going to go fast heroic as soon as we can, and we are playing Teska. I'm just going to call it Teska. So we're playing Teska. He has the god power for the tailwind. Actually, no. I stole the tailwind. So this god has the copy god power, the Obsidian mirror god power. You can basically select any of your allies or opponents. You basically just click on them on a building or a unit, and you get their god power basically. But as you can see in this match, there was only Tescapoli or whatever his name is. So when that happens, when there's no other arcade god powers to steal, because this can only be an arcade god power, then you can just click on a random teammate or an enemy, and you'll get a random god power. I think from maybe it's only Aztec, but I think it's from any god power in the game. So yeah, you just get a random god power, and we got Tailwind, which is like a movement speed boost for shot duration, right? So the way to get a classic, decently fast, but with decent setup for going heroic right after, right, is most of the villagers on food. Normally I would only have like 7 or 8 on food, because you don't need that many villagers on food to go classic. So this is mostly just because I am going heroic, and you can see the villager numbers here if you want to follow along, how to exactly do it. I mean, I'm kind of roughly eyeballing it, right? The Aztecs just came out today. But yeah, so I'm gonna put like 5 or 6 on gold soon. That's usually for every Sith about enough to get 500 gold in time, and then the rest of your villagers go to food, and then you only have like 2 or 3 on wood, and that's just enough to make a few houses and the armory and stuff, right? So we also have the scout. He can go invisible near the trees, and when he stands still, he becomes like an oracle and increases his vision as well. But they can be seen by other units, so if they get within the radius, then they will see him and he will not be invisible anymore. So let's fast play a little bit. I just want to explain some basics about the Aztecs, so you know a little bit more of what's going on, right? So I used Scorpion infestation god power. This will spawn little scorpions. over time, and then eventually it will run out and it will, basically disappear. But these scorpions, they are not really good against villagers. They have like a 0.1x multiplier, which is basically negative multiplier, or almost very little basically. But yeah, these units are just there, to have some more bulk to your army, just to be annoying. But yeah, these will just make automatically basically. Then you also have this snake, which has 2 heads, and then you just make your armory. As you can see, I'm only keeping 5 villagers on gold, and that's enough to get the 500 gold. Make sure you do not spend any resources besides going to heroic. You really want to hit the timing as fast as possible, because this is a cheese strategy. You do not want to delay it any further. And my friend is also doing the same strategy as me, and we're going to use it on one guy basically, just to take him out of the game completely, and then we're going to move on to the next player. So obviously, at a higher elo, this will be a little bit harder to execute, but I think it's still a really strong and potent strategy that can possibly work. But at the lower elos, this is just like, this is the same as like the old Ancestors Eclipse, if you guys remember, on ESO and Vubi. Like this strategy is like turbo broken in low and middle elos. High elo, it's probably easier to counter, but you have to rush the Aztec to stop it, because this is like, this will wipe out whole armies, especially in team games if you combine it with different god powers, which you'll see in the replays going forward. So let's fast play a little bit more. I don't want to yap too much because I have more replays to go through to show you guys. So I'm just building a little bit defensive. This is just basic fundamentals, building a wall of houses and the Kapuli. And he's actually rushing me a little bit with the scorpions, which is nice, but they don't really do that much against villagers. So he put the scorpion infestation in my base, so I'm just gonna take it out. So we're gonna do the Starfall soon, which is this god power is basically gonna meteor down some stars, and the Stardemons will come out of the woodworks, basically out of the stars. I'm just dealing with this quickly before I go. And then basically, you don't only want to get your myth units from the Starfall, because that's, it will give you maybe 2 or 3, at max 4 maybe. I'm not sure if you can even get 4, but what you want to do, and you just saw it, you can see the skeletons, you want to sacrifice the villagers for favor, and it has diminishing returns, by the way. You can see this is like, you saw real quick, but the first like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 villagers are a lot of favor. Like, it's super easy to get favor on the Aztecs, but the more you do it, the less favor it will get, and obviously you lose villagers when sacrificing them, which will hurt your economy. So this is really like an all-in cheese strategy. So we're gonna do the Starfall right now. You have to cast it on the enemy military units. So the more units they have, the better it is for you, because they will spawn on top of the military units and spawn those Stardemons. He doesn't have that much of an army. I think he's booming, or not that good or whatever. But anyway, we were both casting the Starfall god power, and look how many of these guys we already have. So I already have 7 of these guys, like at what, before 9 minutes. And this could be, by the way, you can do this at like 7 minutes. Like, this could be way faster. I just have to deal with the scorpions in my base, but you can do this really, really fast, especially if you do it with a few teammates on one player. Like, this is like one of the most broken things I've seen, and these things, they move so fast. Like, look at these guys or girls. They ravage villagers really fast, and if you focus down the heroes, then the heroes don't honestly even do that much against these guys. So here the enemy is speeding his units up with a tailwind. He also stole, RK god power. I also stole it, the same one, so I run away with the tailwind, getting away from his army. And then my other ally, a random guy, he's also putting the scorpion sack, and we are just ravaging his army. It's not even close. And of course, you put all your villagers to gold, by the way. You only leave like 5 on food, maybe 3 on wood, just to get an upgrade here and there, not to keep your resources too low, right? But the rest all should go to gold. And then every now and then, when you don't have enough favor anymore to make these myth units, because you can make these as well from your temple, by the way, then you sacrifice like 2 or 3 villagers, not all that at the same time, but like one by one, slowly, so it doesn't hurt your eco too much. and then you'll have enough favor to, you know, constantly make these star demons. Just make sure you're basically making them constantly. So do keep in mind, you know, watch your villagers, you know, sacrifice them on the right time window, and you can get like a shit ton of these myth units. And like, I don't think any other Sith can have this many myth units out at once, like so fast. Like, it's actually insane, like how many you can get. Like, I have like 12 right now, and I'm doing this like very unoptimally. So it just shows, you know, how broken this strategy can be, especially, you know, when you combine it with other god powers. Um, but yeah, it's very all in, very low villager eco. You gotta make sure, you know, to micro these guys. Don't, and even honestly, by the way, if you lose these guys, it doesn't even matter that much. If you go this god, he has a bonus. Every 2 myth units that are lost spawn a obsidian shard. If the shard survives long enough, it summons a free myth unit of the current age. So since we are in the heroic age, when they die, it will spawn like an egg, and then it can spawn like an armadillo, for example, which is really good against the TC, right? And I do believe we spawn a couple of armadillos later on, because they use like, oh yeah, and here Raku uses the lullaby god power. So these, all these villagers and units and the military units, they all fall asleep. So we just ravage them real quick. So this is also a really good combo. But then the enemy comes in with the purge god power. And how this works, you can see they all got deleted because we were just too late by going outside of the circle, right? So basically, he targets a unit of his choice, of ours, right? So he, in this case, he targeted the star demon, and then all the star demons within the circle all die at once if they don't get out in time. So you can do this on any type of unit. All the same type of units will die. So if you cast on like 20 spearmen, then the 20 spearmen will die, and if he also had slingers, then the slingers will not die, basically. So it's only the same type of units, and it even works on myth units, which is quite broken, honestly. So we did lose a lot of star demons there, but you can see all the all the obsidian shards, and they will spawn armadillos and armadillo and armadillo. So these will all spawn armadillos, and dude, this is so insanely broken. I cannot believe it got released like this. Like, you will see this in team game ranked every game soon, especially after this video. And there's more broken strategies, by the way. This is just one of them. But this is, yeah, it's definitely really fun to do. Very broken. We just won in 13 minutes. This can be done way faster than we did. Like, they basically had no chance to defend against this. Like, I think you need to like mass up heroes, or like really rush the 2 guys, you know, doing this. Like, make sure they don't get the food to go heroic. But yeah, so that's replay 1. So let's go to replay number 2 to show a little bit more more variation, different matchups and everything. So we just did key, so let's do this one, Elysium. So this is a second replay. There will also be a third replay, and that's it for this video. So okay, so let's see again. So this game, I am Fernandi Balancini 54, and my friend is Super Gizmons, and then in brackets Gizzy exclamation points. So same shit this game. We're gonna do the Starfall again. So I will play a little bit faster and, you know, show more of the build order. So like 5 to food, 2 to wood, you know, to make these, because these cost 75 wood. And I'm gonna be making 1 for the gold mine as well, you know, just to have a stable, simple economy. You know, we're keeping it really simple here. You just want to do, you know, a loop around your TC, find all your deers, your back TC, your front TC, your back gold mines, everything, right? So then we are going to be sending a little bit more to gold. You can see you only need 7 or 8 on food, and that's, you know, enough to go classic. The rest, you know, if you were to take a second TC, the rest, you know, you can send into gold or wood. And in this case, I'm sending a little bit more to gold earlier, you know, just to see the difference, you know, how it goes in terms of the build order. So I'm trying, you know, shit out. These scouts, by the way, they only do like 2 range damage, so this is like really not a threat. You can just attack it and, you know, it'll just die. So I have the Aztec Oracle here. He's invisible near the trees, but I think they can see him. soon. Yeah, so this villager spots it and they'll kill it soon. I didn't realize that they could actually spot the invisible unit, so I just like I wasn't paying attention, and they actually did end up killing it. There it is. I was not paying attention. So it dies. Here I move forward, and these granaries, they work for all three resources: wood, gold, food. They're quite expensive, 75 wood. You can also upgrade them to be 15% more effective towards gold or food or wood. So they all have like unique upgrades, and you can even turn them into a tower, or you can garrison in, and or like you can also turn one into a livestock production facility, which spawns turkeys or whatever sheep the map has. So this game, we're actually doing it with another god. Or actually, no. The same god. I got frauded again. I just stole the blood pact from my enemy. So we actually both stole the blood pact from the yellow guy. So I put the scorpion again, and then I'm gonna make an armory in front of my gold mine, the house, just to protect my gold mine and to protect against a rush. I'm gonna put the snake here, just making sure my gold mine is safe and protected. And you can see I overdid it a little bit on gold, so for the next game I know, okay, don't put this much on gold. And the first replay we watched, I actually did do that right. I did it the right way, so you can see that was the best iteration that I've done so far. I think these guys, or at least blue, wasn't really that bad. Like he actually rushed my buddy. It's quite a big army, so you can really see the strategy in action this game, and see how it does against not the best player, but like decent, right? Like, right. So we're going heroic soon. So here, yeah, here he is. He's like a decently sized Aztec army. He's like Russian. He has also the relic monkeys. So my friend reached the heroic age a little bit faster. He immediately cast Starfall on enemy. You can see. Let me see how many star demons he gets. So he got 1, 2, 3. So he got 3 star demons, and then he's gonna sacrifice some villagers. He's gonna put like every villager on gold. And he's actually going all in. Like he doesn't even do it like I do. He just goes purely all in. Like nothing on food, nothing on wood. I would not recommend that. I would suggest to keep 4 or 5 on food, so you can keep the villager production going. But he was like, I'm being turbo rushed. I need to get these guys out as fast as possible. You also, by the way, you should also get the upgrade, which costs 250 gold, 20 favor. So make sure to get that first. And let me also explain what the upgrade actually does. So they just have bigger or faster attack speed. They have better, the special ability is faster, and just 20% damage increase. So it's a really good upgrade. You should definitely get it. So here I also use my Starfall on the other guy. And this kind of, just wipes out his army, or it will soon wipe out his army. So I'm also gonna get the upgrade, get the star demons out, move my units forward, and we're like, okay, let's just take out this guy first. Let's double this guy. Yellow is kind of booming in the back. So let's deal with the rush first. And actually, he just wiped him out completely, and you can see it's quite cool with all the blood and the bones. They also changed the DLC pack, by the way, of the blood. They made the blood a lot darker, and the bones turn from like bloody to like whiter over time as well. So it's quite a nice addition. Looks a little bit more realistic. And also, if you have the blood and bone packs, I believe like the big temples, they show like a blood puddle on top of the stairs as well. So it's just like the Aztecs, how they used to do it. Holding the heads down the stairs. Yeah, so now he's just, going into his base. He's gonna just basically take out everything. So let me just fast play, and you can see what we're gonna do. So I'm just gonna go in his base. This guy doesn't have that much of an army. But it's just like, they don't really take much damage, honestly, from the TC. This guy just resigns. There you have it. So you can see, like, even though someone like rushes you, like, I mean, obviously, we 2v1 him, but that's the power of team games, right? It's a team game strategy mostly. I do think it works in 1v1 too, but it's a little bit harder to execute. Maybe you can do like a semi-fast heroic with this strategy. So you make a little bit of army first, and then just like Norse, right? Instead of hitting them with the flaming weapons, you hit them with the Starfall, right? So let's go to the rest or the last replay as well. Don't want to make the video too long. I think you guys kind of get the point. Just want to show the last replay as well. Actually, there might be 2 more. So let's fast play this one. So let me see. Fernandi Ballancini again, going at it. This time is Mirage, and this is like a water variation. Showing you can also do it on the water. You'll have more food income. The timing will be a little bit slower, so you can also choose to ignore the water. Just have the fastest possible timing, but your economy will not be as good. If you get the fishing ships as well, then actually this is a different this is a different strategy. So let me get out of this one. This is a different strategy. Starfall. Okay. That one is for another video. Okay, so this is actually, again, this is ranked against like some kind of clan. Like I don't remember the clan name. I think they are playing in the DoD like new RTSL tournament as well. I don't know if these guys are any good. Maybe we just turbo cheese these guys. And they were actually good. I don't think they were that good. I don't know, honestly. I can't say. But it was ranked, and I think this is around the elo most of you guys play, that watch these videos. So if it works for me at this elo, then it will work for you guys as well if you copy it properly. So same strategy. I think this was the first time I actually did this, or the second time, so it's a little bit more sloppy. I just basically hopped on this morning and I started playing with my buddies, and they told me try out this strategy, it's really broken. And I didn't know anything really about the Aztecs yet, so I just did the fast heroic, and quite easy to do, honestly. Like anyone can really do it. So here we try to stop this second TC from going up. You can also see these 3 guys we're playing against, they're all taking back TCs and forward TCs. Like they're all going to TC, which you should do normally in a team game, which is like mostly the best strategy, going for second TC early. So they're like piss tryharding basically. And here we are here, classic. This time I have the Lullaby got power, and I was making I didn't make more of these guys, but these guys look quite funny. It's like a little guy, and you can turn this guy into like a little tower, and he'll shoot lasers like a crocodile basically. So yeah, he's really tiny. I think this guy would be very good for like defense. So this guy actually took my forward TC as well. But yeah, if you take like a back TC and you want to just boom, and then defend against the enemy's attacks, you can make a bunch of these guys, make a wall here, and put these guys, transform it into the turrets, and then they'll shoot the lasers across the wall, help you defend. But these guys, I think they're really good for booming. For aggressive play, they're not that good. Also what you can do, you put the wall here, you put those guys behind there, and then you cast a Lullaby got power, turn the enemy sleepy, and then shoot them down with the lasers basically. So let's fast play a little bit more. I believe this was the last replay, right? Let me load it again. Actually, never mind. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure this is the last replay, and you guys get the point anyway. So but this is probably like the realest game I guess we've tried so far of this strategy. I mean, we've done it more than this, but yeah, these are probably like a little bit better opponents, just to show it works on better people as well. Like I've coached a bunch of you guys, like 40 or 50 people now, and most of you guys are like around 800 and 1200 elo, like in between that. And I think these guys are like 1300, 1400. I'm not sure, honestly. You can look it up. But yeah, like it works on these guys, so it work on most of your opponents, team games especially. So we're all doing the strategy. My friend is playing with some war huts as well. He's doing like a slightly different strategy. So red was, taking my 4TC, so my buddy sends all the scorpions to my base to defend a little bit. And this was the first time I did the strategy right, so I was like, oh, I need to make some some barracks as well. And here you can see I'm going to sacrifice some villagers, get the favor. And I was like, holy shit, that's a shit ton of favor you get from the villagers sacrificing. So here I started making a warrior priest as well, which I didn't really have to do. Making the star demon, and then as fast play a little bit more. And my friend is attacking the Japanese or Chinese god. Alright, Japanese. So here I go forward. For some reason I also bring my villagers, and here we cast double Starfall. This guy casts Sentinel, so you can see even on a really defensive god like Hades, like it works pretty well. Like this guy is like playing very defensive, booming forward, doesn't really expect this time and push. And we just kind of overwhelm him a little bit. And my friend is also keeping this guy busy. And we just hit the TC, and like we just keep making these guys basically. And that's all there really is to it, honestly. And these Myth units, like I think they need to get nerfed, or like they need to nerf how much favor you get early on, because like it's not normal that you can make this many guys, honestly. Like, look how fast they kill all these horses and these villagers. Like, it's actually insane. Look at that. And they just don't die, like, to... Like, look how slow Achilles kills one of those demons. And then they have like a chance to, spawn the Obsidian shard as well. So you get like Armadillo back. If you lose all of these, like there's a high chance you have like 4 Armadillos. And like, what can they really, do against that? It's just kind of insane, So here is one of the Armadillos. And then, I think he used, oh no, never mind. He copied the Amaterasu god power, to make him invulnerable, I think. And here, this shard is gonna spawn an Armadillo, but it gets destroyed. So here we move on to purple. And yeah, so my friend has some Torquilla archers as well. Yeah, the strategy is just really broken. Pretty sure you can cheese some high-level players with this as well. Like take a few games off them, get some free points. So yeah, give it a try, guys. I'll fast play this until the end. But yeah, we get an Armadillo here. It's kind of I get one here as well. We have a bunch of Armadillos. These guys, like, they roll in basically. Yeah, there you saw it briefly. This guy's also gonna roll in. There you go. He's gonna roll in. Holy shit. But yeah, like the more star demons you lose, the more chance you get of these Armadillos, and then they just roll down the TC basically, and like it's GG. You can see all the massacre all everywhere. It's like blood puddles. Like we finished everything off, and we're still 1 TC pretty much with. I think I sacrificed most of my villagers too for all these demons. So it's quite an all-in strategy. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you guys want coaching, 1v1 team games, whatever, doesn't matter what your elo is, feel free to DM me. I will post a Discord link below. Make sure to join that if you want coaching, and we can talk from there. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll probably do maybe like a expert cast between like 2 top players, or upload another one of these broken strategies for you guys to try. So peace out. See you guys in the next video. Peace boys.